time doing it, you know?
So guys, I'm going to give you guys a quick look over of the Elite intake manifold. There's been a lot of interest on, in this manifold online. I've seen a lot of guys asking questions on their threads. Nobody's really posted a video about it though to actually show people what is different about this intake manifold, upper and lower, in comparison to what else is on the market. So I guess I'll kind of go over it with you guys really quick. I'm going to start off on the lower intake manifold, and just one of the first things I want to mention, and this actually applies to the upper and lower, is that all the surfaces that are machined are not just machined on the faces but also on the side profiles as well. So it's machined all the way around. It's also machined completely flat for, of course, a flush fit. On the lower intake manifold, one of the things that is very unique to this manifold is going to be the way that the ports taper in. I'm going to be taking pictures of this so you guys can see it. But there's about a good, I want to say, 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches of depth, where this manifold is nothing but slowly taper into the ports. Very smooth transition. Once you guys order one, or if you ever order one or see one, you'll notice that if, in comparison to the excessive, which is a little bit of an abrupt transition from the runners to the ports, this is nothing like that at all. And it's not just on the secondaries, it also applies to the primary runners as well. But the only thing, and my only complaint about the actual product itself, it's too small. It's actually one small thing, is that with this being such a well-made product and having a lot of machining, there is a little bit of hand porting on all the ports, and there's nothing wrong with that. As I mean, you figure if they were to CNC machine these porting, I mean, you'd need a 5-axis CNC machine just to get the taper, the tapers and everything right. And my complaint is whenever whoever was porting this accidentally, looks like they ran off and kind of messed that up just a little bit. Not a big complaint, as it should still seal fine once I had a gasket in between this and the irons. Going up to the fuel ports, these actually are pretty amazing. The injectors can go straight into these. You don't need anything else other than the O-rings and the injectors themselves, your rail, whatever you're going to use. I'm personally going to be running a full function engineering rail along with 4 ID2000s, which I'm excited to see how that fits. Maybe I'll take a picture of that a little bit later. Moving up to the runners, you'll see there's that little bit of hand porting that they did rather than CNC porting. But again, the cost of CNC porting would probably be just so exponential to have that done. It just, again, there's no need to turn a $1,300 manifold into a $2,000 one just for a little bit of CNC porting. One of the nice features about this is you will have your vacuum slash boost line to your brake booster, and they also provide you a 90-degree fitting with that. Now, my favorite part about this whole intake manifold is the upper. There's a lot of features that Sal and the guys at Elite really didn't mention that I think makes this manifold exceptionally well. It stands out far above anything else I've seen on the market. The absolute biggest thing, and I'm going to take a picture of this because you probably can't see it in the video, is that the secondary, the entrance for the secondaries and the entrance for the primaries at the throttle body is actually completely separate. As far as I'm aware, there's no intake manifold on the market that does this. So at the throttle body, again, you have your primary throttle bodies, and then you have your secondary throttle body. And this manifold, they are completely separated from upon entrance all the way down until entering the ports. So for anybody who's interested in a very smooth driving experience, don't want to have to worry about surge or anything like that, lugging around on the street in comparison to other companies out there that I've heard of some low end drivability issues, I don't think you're going to have a problem on this manifold at all. It looks like these are a little bit larger than stock. There's no divider for the secondaries, as well as if you can see, the ports are much larger than the OEFD. I actually have my OEFD lower intake manifold at home, so I won't be able. Sorry, that's actually at a family member's house, so I won't be able to pull that out to show you guys a comparison. Again, that's something I might be able to do later. There's also a port here for the stock air intake temperature sensor. The only thing here, this little piece right here, you guys can actually tap these two holes. At least this is what Sal has told me. And what that will allow you to do is to mount your fuel pressure regulator at the front of the intake manifold, similar to the OEFD setups that a lot of people are running out there. For the most part, I think that's really everything that stands out about this manifold. Actually, you know what? I have one more complaint to file. It wasn't bad, but if you're a picky guy like me and you pay $1,300 for a manifold, you do want to see just a little bit better packaging. But overall, I mean, packaging was my only complaint. I loved everything else about it. The box ended up here with 3 holes in it. I think there's one. There's another small one. And there's a third one right there. But other than the packaging, I believe this is definitely probably the best intake manifold on the market. Nobody asked me to leave this review. I did this completely on my own because I felt as though, and excuse me for saying this, that Sal and the guys really didn't do themselves justice by mentioning all the features. There is one other feature I'd like to mention. On the side of the intake manifold, the upper intake manifold, there's 4 ports here for your vacuum and boost fittings. Whatever you choose to do, you can either plug them or you can run them. They also provide you with these 4 fittings in a bag. They also provide you